Chapter 1. Benji was 5 years old and full of wiggles. He wiggled when he brushed his teeth, he wiggled when he put on socks, and he really wiggled when he was excited. Today, Benji was nervous wiggly. He was signed up to play t-ball for the very first time. He sat at the kitchen table, staring at his bowl of cereal. "I think my spoon is shaking," Benji whispered. His mom laughed gently. "That's not your spoon, sweetie, that's you." Benji picked up his glove. It was brand new and still a little stiff. He opened and closed it with a loud squeak snap. "What if I can't catch anything?" he asked. His dad looked up from his coffee. "Benji, do you think the other kids are professional baseball players?" Benji blinked. "No, they're just like you," his dad said. "They're learning too. Everyone's gonna look a little silly at first." Benji giggled. "Even the coach?" "Especially the coach," his dad grinned. Benji laughed and felt a teeny tiny bit better. He looked down at his glove again. It smelled like leather and adventure. He slipped it onto his hand, gave it a little shake, and whispered, "I hope you know how to catch, Glove. We've got work to do." His dog Max barked from under the table, as if to say, "You got this, buddy." Benji smiled. He still felt nervous, but now he felt a little brave too. He stood up and struck a silly baseball pose. "I'm gonna be the best catcher-upper ever," he shouted. Then he bumped into a chair and fell on his bottom. "Okay," he added, "maybe after a little practice." Everyone laughed, even Max. And with that, Benji zipped up his little bat bag, grabbed his cap, and headed out the door, ready, well, sort of, for his very first t-ball practice. Chapter 2. Benji stepped onto the baseball field and squinted in the sunshine. There were kids everywhere. Some were kicking dirt. Some were chasing butterflies. One kid had his glove on his head like a hat. Benji held onto his dad's hand tightly. "Are you sure this is the right field?" he whispered. "They don't look like baseball players." His dad chuckled. "They're just like you, buddy. First day, first time, everyone's learning." Benji let go of his dad's hand and walked slowly toward the group of kids. He took a deep breath, then another. "Okay, Glove," he whispered. "Let's not embarrass ourselves." "Hi," someone shouted next to him. Benji nearly jumped out of his sneakers. The kid beside him had spiky hair and a big grin. "I'm Leo. This is my first time too. I thought we were gonna get real bats, but they're just t-ball bats." He made a face like he'd just bitten a lemon. Benji laughed. "I'm Benji. I've never played anything before, except tag." "Well," Leo said, "maybe we'll just tag the baseballs." The coach clapped her hands and yelled, "All right, team, let's warm up with some big arm circles." Everyone started spinning their arms around. One kid spun in a full circle and fell over. Benji giggled. This didn't feel so scary after all. They practiced throwing, catching, and running the bases, kind of. One kid ran from first base all the way to the snack stand. Benji missed a few catches, tripped over second base, and bonked Leo with a ball by accident. But guess what? Everyone else did too. Even the coach dropped her clipboard once and laughed. "Great job today," she called. "We're all learning, and learning is messy." Benji felt something strange in his chest. It was warm and bubbly and proud. "I'm doing it," he whispered to his glove. "We're really doing it." And the glove very quietly gave a happy little squeak snap in return. Chapter 3. Benji had been practicing every single week. He practiced throwing. He practiced catching. He even practiced putting on his helmet without bonking himself in the nose. Now, Benji was getting really good at catching the ball. Not perfect, but better every time. "Nice grab," the coach shouted as Benji caught a soft pop-up at practice. Benji grinned from ear to ear. "Thanks, Glove," he whispered. Leo ran up beside him. "You're a catching machine," Benji laughed. "Not a machine, more like a catching robot dinosaur." Leo gasped, "Catchosaurus!" They both roared and did their best dino impressions, stomping and chomping across the field until Coach asked them to please save the dinosaur moves for after practice. At home, Benji and his dad practiced in the yard every night. Sometimes the ball bounced off Benji's head. Sometimes it hit the mailbox. One time it landed in a neighbor's spaghetti dinner. Oops. But most of the time, Benji caught it, just like a real first baseman. One evening, after a long round of practice, Benji sat on the porch steps and asked, "Do you think I'm ready for the game, Dad?" His dad smiled. "Do you think you're ready?" Benji thought for a moment. "I'm still kinda nervous," he said, "but I also feel kinda ready." "That's the perfect combo," his dad said. "That means you care." Benji gave a little nod. He really did care. The next day at practice, Coach called everyone in. "Okay, team," she said. "Our very first game is this weekend." The kids gasped. One kid dropped his bat. Another kid did a cartwheel by mistake. Benji's heart thumped like a drum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. She looked at him with a smile. "Benji, you'll be starting at first base." Benji blinked. "Me? You've worked hard," she said. "I trust you out there." Benji's ears turned a little pink. His heart still thumped, but now it was doing a happy little dance too. That night, he placed his glove next to his pillow. "Big day coming," he whispered. "Let's do our best." And as he drifted off to sleep, his glove gave one quiet little squeak snap in the moonlight. Chapter 4. It was finally game day. Benji woke up extra early and stared at the ceiling. His tummy felt like it had butterflies, doing backflips. He got dressed carefully, jersey tucked in, socks pulled up, cap on straight. "I feel like I might explode," he whispered to Max, his dog. Max licked Benji's nose. That helped a little. At the field, there were cars in the parking lot and grown-ups setting up lawn chairs. Some kids had matching hair ribbons. One kid had on 2 baseball hats for good luck. Benji held his glove and looked around. "This is really happening," he said quietly. Leo jogged up beside him, grinning from ear to ear. "We're gonna crush it," Leo shouted. Benji smiled a little. "I might just try not to cry." Coach clapped her hands. "Okay, team, out to the field. Let's show them what we've got." Benji's team was playing defense first, and guess what? Benji was at first base. He stood on the bag, knees bent, glove ready. The batter hit a soft ground ball. The other team's kid ran for first. Benji watched as the ball rolled toward his teammate, who scooped it up and threw it to Benji. Benji's glove went squeak, snap. The runner was out. Benji blinked. Did that just happen? The next batter hit another one. This time, the ball came fast. Benji caught it again. Squeak, snap. Another out. One more batter, one more throw. Benji caught it clean. That made 3 outs. The coach jumped up and down. "Way to go, Benji," his teammates cheered. Leo spun in a circle and fell over from excitement. Benji's heart felt huge. His cheeks hurt from smiling so much. He ran to the dugout, where everyone gave him high fives. "I guess you're the Catchosaurus today," Leo said, still dizzy. Benji laughed and said, "Rawr, I eat baseballs for breakfast." And with that, it was time for Benji to bat for the very first time. As he stepped up to the tee, he took a deep breath. The butterflies were still there, but now they were flying in formation. Chapter 5. Benji stood at home plate, staring at the ball on the tee. It just sat there, quiet, waiting. He gripped the bat. His hands were a little sweaty. His knees felt a little wobbly. Behind him, his teammates were cheering. "Let's go, Benji! You got this!" He took a deep breath. Okay, he told himself. Just like practice, just like in the yard with Dad, just like all those times the ball ended up in spaghetti. Benji pulled the bat back. He swung. Thwack! The ball zoomed up right over the heads of the other team and landed in the green grassy outfield. "Run, Benji, run!" someone shouted. Benji ran to first. He didn't trip. He ran to second. He was flying. A double! The crowd clapped and cheered. Leo jumped so high, his hat fell off. Benji stood on second base, breathing hard and grinning so big his face might burst. He looked up at the sky and whispered, "I did it!" The rest of the game was a blur of running, cheering, giggles, and high fives. At the end, Coach gathered the team in a circle. "I am so proud of every single one of you," she said. "You tried, you had fun, and you worked together." She pulled out a big cooler. Snacks! There were orange slices, juice boxes, and even chocolate chip cookies. Benji sat on the grass with Leo, munching happily. "You were awesome at first base," Leo said through a mouthful of cookie. Benji wiped chocolate off his chin. "And you were awesome at falling over from excitement." They both burst out laughing. As the sun started to set, Benji packed up his glove, his helmet, and his now slightly sticky bat. He felt tired in the best way. "See you at the next game." "Catchosaurus," Leo called. "Rawr," Benji roared back. On the way home, Benji sat quietly in the back seat. His eyes were getting heavy. He hugged his glove to his chest. "I'm really a t-ball player now," he whispered. And just before he drifted off to sleep, the glove gave one last happy squeak snap.